Hey everyone, it's time for another read-along review from me, the Big Bad Wolf. And it's a title that I make a cameo in too, which is the reason why I picked it. Here we go. Disney Discovery Series presents ABC. Yes, it teaches the alphabet, but it's still pretty interesting. In the mid-80s, Disneyland Records had the Disney Discovery Series educational book and audio read-alongs. There are other titles about counting, good manners, telling time, people at work, colors and shapes, general safety tips, even transportation of baby animals. Interestingly, with this one, if you look inside, you should recognize the interior illustrations. Yep, they're actually from Disney's Alphabet A to Z book from their Fun to Learn library published by Bantam Books in 1983. But a poem was added for each letter, which wasn't in the original. You may have noticed it features a ton of Disney characters, as many books like these were kind of a Disney all-star thing. Since in addition to the Fab Five and their relations, there are also a number of Disney animated movies and shorts providing a lot of characters to work with, like me. And plus, today also marks the 83rd anniversary of my cartoons release, The Three Little Pigs. Also, check out the illustration on the back. That was pretty much the main picture they used for the Discovery Series read-alongs, and then titles based off Disney TV shows and non-Disney kid franchises like the Get Along Gang, Rainbow Bright, or even Garfield. The cassette versions also used the same illustration, but with a tape layer instead of a phonograph. On the back here it says, "Word for word narration, character voices, and sound effects make learning an adventure. Full color illustrations feature favorite Disney characters. Bright, happy songs add to the learning fun." Alright then, let's see the pictures, hear the record, and read the book. Yeah, many of them had a plain yellow label like this.
The Disney Discovery Series presents ABCs. You can read along with me in your book. You will know it is time to turn the page when you hear the chimes ring like this.
Of course.
Let's begin now. A. Apples and acorns start with an A. Alice and apron start the same way. A is important, there's no doubt about it. We couldn't spell anything, were we, without it? There's a reason why that's true. Anything starts with A too. B. B's for the basket, and berries and bear. B's for the bumblebee. B's for beware.
Blue. But he's blue.
C. C is for spelling cookies or cat, and other words that sound like that.
And Clarabelle Cow.
C is a very useful letter. In fact, you just can't find one better.
Pretty funky
And so for
music,
letter
huh?
C, let's give 4 cheers instead of 3. D.
Sounds like Goofy
D
narrating
is for
these.
dragon, breathing
This
fire.
part.
D is for duck, in feathered attire. D is for dog, who's looking so glum. It's terribly loud when Doc plays his drum. E.
Or
E is for
Eeyore.
Eeyore, whose name looks the same as Eeyore's rather fluffy frame. Two E's like ears begin our friend, and like his tail, one's at the end.
He was listening to an Easter egg hatch.
Elf.
Oh, my friend Foulfellow's in it too.
Whose color is blue. F is for foul fellow, hiding from view. Foolish fox, you're bound to fail. You forgot to hide your tail. G. G is for Goofy, who works at the zoo. G is for Gertie Gorilla, there too. If Goofy keeps singing, Gert will be free. She'll open her cage when he finds the right key.
No, Goofy was just being lazy playing the guitar.
H. H is for Horace, having a bite. H is for Hippo, observing the sight. Just as Horace starts to munch, Hippo says, "May I join you for lunch?" I. Ichabod says, "Students, we will now study I."
Pretty obscure nowadays.
Ice cream and ink. And you'll notice, I think, I is skinny and straight, just like me. J. "Oh dear," says Jiminy, "look where I am. If I fall into jelly, I'll be in a jam."
Hanna-Barbera boing
K.
sound.
K's for baby kangaroo.
It's Kanga and
Hopping
Roo.
through the light, hopping, jumping 10 feet high, flying his new kite.
Yeah, not like when he thought Piglet was a kite.
L is for Louie, with lion pursuing.
I thought
L
Louis
is for
wore
Wavy,
green,
which
not
Louie's now
red.
doing.
I guess he borrowed Huey's outfit again.
M. N is for Mickey. What will he do with milk and 7 mushrooms too?
Ugh.
What is Mickey going to make? Will he bake a mushroom cake?
Ugh, that would be
Cashew says,
nasty.
"You know, I'll bet he's going to make an omelet."
Hanna-Barbera cash register sound too.
N. N is for our napping guest, says Dale. "Don't make a peep," says Chip. "It's Tinker in our nest. What a nutty place to sleep." O. O is for olives and oatmeal. Well, that's something new, says Owl to the breakfasting Winnie the Pooh. Each to his own, but I truly do feel oranges certainly have more appeal.
Very funny. So far, it's pretty interesting. So a word on the part about the letter M in the original alphabet A to Z book. Mickey buys the milk and mushrooms, and on the way home, Merlin from the Sword and the Stone appears, labeled as a magician, and turns the mushrooms and milk into a monkey and a mitt, much to Mickey's disappointment. Also in the original book, after certain letters were described, there would be a 2-page spread with pictures showing what came next after certain ones. Like for D, it shows Doc having destroyed his drum, and to say the words out loud. Also note the narration doesn't read these additional words out loud either. You'd think with aiding kids in learning to read, they would do that, unless it would interrupt the flow of the story. And a few letters that have 2 sets of pictures accompanying them. Like for O, it also showed Thomas O'Malley of the Aristocats confronting an octopus while rowing with oars. But anyways, let's get rid of the next 11 letters of the alphabet, and after that comes the song. Not particularly alphabet related, but does incorporate letters. The B-I-N-G-O song. Let's listen.
P. P is for pencil and pumpkin pie. P is for Peter Pan. P's for the patch on the pirate's eye. My goodness, did you ever see so many things that start with P? Q. Q is for quilt, made of stuffing and silk. Q is for quart, the size of the milk. Under the quilt with the quart is the king, quickly pouring the milk without spilling a thing.
They edited out the Queen of Hearts from the original book.
R. R is for rabbit, who likes music by Bach.
I didn't know he liked Bach's
But he's going to
music.
run into some very hard rock. S. S is for spring, but it's winter still, and icy winds still blow. But if our skier takes a spill, we'll see a flower in the snow.
Yeah, Flower, the Skunk, and Bambi.
T.
Oh, tramp.
T is for the turtle who's crossing the track.
You shouldn't
T is
cross
for the
that.
train going clickety-clack.
You should cross at a designated crossing.
Our turtle life here would be now turtle soup.
Sounds kind of like the Springfield nuclear power plant whistle.
The unicorn, which starts with U, is not in zoos for you to view. You'll only see him when you're near.
Uncle
Picture
Scrooge,
like this
with a
one
map of
here.
the United States in memory of Alan Young.
V. V's for the violin Goofy just bought at Clarabelle's yard sale.
Actually, he's giving it to
Goofy's accustomed to
Clarabelle.
playing a tune on the fiddle or bass.
More on that
He
later.
bought it to carry his lunch in the case.
Seriously? Here's me.
W is
Look
for
at
the
me
weak,
there.
supposed to fool a little pig. W is for the wet. The big bad wolf is going to get.
Was he supposed to be trying to imitate me or something?
X is for the xylophone, where Figaro's at ease. I know that tune. The song's well known. It's Kitten on the Keys.
Aw, Figaro.
Y. Y is for yawn. A big sleepy sigh.
Yep, it's sleepy and dope.
And Y
Sleepy
is
and
for
happy.
Romeo. But don't ask me why. Z. Z is for zebra. Who
Listen
wanders
to that
in June's
80s
already
music.
walked by with a plump striped balloon. Dear me, said the zebra, it's odd, but it's true. That balloon makes me think of my plump Auntie Lou.
Now hear Mickey's voice. Now for the song. With Larry Gross.
There was a farmer, had a dog, and Bingo was his name. Oh, B-I-N-G-O.
And the Disneyland Sing-Along Children's Chorus.
B-I-N-G-O, and Bingo was his name. Oh,
Yeah, Larry Gross did a lot of work for
farmer had a
Disney.
dog, and Bingo was his name. Oh, I-N-G-O, 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 and Bingo was his
Of course, you also probably know Larry Gross for Junk Food Junkie.
farmer had a dog, and Bingo was his name. Oh, N-G-O, N-G-O.
They used this song because of the spelling in it.
There was a farmer, had a dog, and Bingo was his name. Oh, G-O, 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 and Bingo was his name. Oh, there was a farmer, had a dog, and Bingo was his name. Oh, 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 and Bingo was his name.
Final line.
There was a farmer, had a dog, and Bingo was his name. Oh, and Bingo was his name. Oh, and Bingo was his name.
Yeah. Yeah, they should have come up with a special record player for tunes for National Record Store Day. With our big hands. But anyways, if that Bingo recording sounds familiar, it was taken from the Disneyland Children's... Yeah. It was taken from the Disney Children's Favorites Volume 2 album from 1979. Still available on CD and digital download. with songs performed by Larry Gross and the Disneyland Children's Chorus. Also, comparing this to the actual Alphabet A to Z book, at R they also had Robin Hood rescuing a raccoon from a roof. And for V it was quite different. Goofy had a van full of stuff, starting with V to give to his friends. Like the veil for Minnie, the vase for Daisy, and the vest for Donald. And he gave Clarabelle the violin, probably because he broke her old one in the Symphony Hour cartoon. Oh yeah, and as for... Here we go. And as for this part of W, I still have that wig, actually. You see? So what if I like dressing in drag? It often fools Pfeiffer and Fiddler Pig. Anyways, it was still pretty interesting, and a creative way for kids to learn the alphabet. But also, this year marks the 60th anniversary of Disneyland Records, originally founded by Jimmy Johnson in 1956. Of course, by this point, a new crew was mostly behind the record division, including Jim Nagan. Then after 1986, Disney abandoned the vinyl record read-alongs in favor of only releasing them on cassette. There were some Disney Discovery Series read-alongs that were only on cassette as well. Maybe once I get a working tape recorder again, I'll review a few certain cassette read-alongs, because as there were some unique ones I'd like to show you. Once I obtain copies of them, that is. But stay tuned to this channel as always to see what comes up next.